Just a quick note before we start, I will be putting starting now when the tutorial actually starts and done when the tutorial finishes. Everything else is just extra bits that you can implement if you wish. Alright, so it's 2019, October, and it seems that Fusion 360 has updated their workflow. So rather than having model, design, surface, and all that stuff, it's just design and then everything is put inside of that as tabs. I'm going to do a quick video on how to insert an STL file into here and then modify it as an object. Okay, so the first step is to go to insert and then go to insert mesh, find your thing. So I'm gonna be modifying a pickle Rick. So that's the STL file that I got from Thingiverse. Open it, let it load in. So what I usually do is just flip up direction because it's upside down right now, and then center it, move to ground is just like a thing that I always do. Click OK, you have it here. So first thing you need to do is turn off capture design history. So click continue. Now in this new design, what we need to do is try to turn it into a body, right? So what we can do is go to mesh, or sorry, surface, modify mesh, and then mesh to brep, right? So we choose our mesh, click OK, and it won't work because it's way too many triangles. So because this is made of way too many triangles, we need to reduce the amount of triangles that we have used here. So what we can do is go to modify, go to reduce, and then choose the mesh body, so like choose the whole thing, go to a uniform not adaptive, and then go to faces. And so right now it's 49,000, right? So it can only ever be 30,000 or lower. So let's enter in 30,000, click OK, and it'll take a little bit to render out because it's many faces, but we get this. So if you're comfortable with this level of detail, that's perfectly fine. We can click on back to surface, modify mesh to brep, select this mesh body, click new body, click OK, and then it'll like warn us saying that okay, it's not recommended because it's way too many faces. If you're okay with that, click OK. It'll load for a couple seconds because it's many faces depending on how fast your laptop or computer is, and then eventually it will finish. Okay, so here a body is created, but it's way too many triangles. And if you notice here that the eyes and nose and mouth, like the detail is very gone from it. I don't really care about the detail of the pickle itself. So what I'm gonna do instead is reverse what we just did. So Control Z, right? It'll get rid of the body, and then Control Z again to get back to what we had. And instead, what I'm gonna do is go to mesh and reduce it again. But this time, rather than choosing the whole mesh body, I'm going to highlight specifically what I want to reduce, right? So I care about the face retaining its detail. I just want to lower the detail of the body because it doesn't really matter too much. So I'm going to start to color in specifically what I want to choose on the surface area of it to lower the number of triangles, right? Because I just want to avoid the face and choose everything else. So just go over, highlight all parts of the body that you want to reduce the number of triangles of. Alright, so that's the majority of the triangles that we have. As you see here, it's about 13,000. So let's reduce that to maybe say 5,000, right? So it's less than half of the number of triangles, right? It's going to reduce that down to a more blocky shape, but that's perfectly fine, right? It reduced a lot of the details. The bumps are kind of gone, but that's okay. It retains its general pickle shape for the most part. Oh, there's a bit here that we missed, but that's fine. But if we try to go back to surface, modify, mesh to brep, select this as a body, and then, or select this and then try to create a new body, it'll still tell us, okay, there's way too many, and that's because the face has a lot of triangles on it. So what we need to do is go back to mesh. Let's reduce again. We can choose this time, okay, we missed this area and this area from before. Let's just do that. Okay, face count is 7, so not that many. Let's just make this like 2 or something. Right, just reduce those down a little bit. So that's slightly helped, but not that much. What we need to do now is reduce the count of the face. So let's just let's go to modify, reduce. Click on the whole mesh body. Hold on, okay, let's get rid of that. Click on the whole mesh body, and then it's about 23,000. So sometimes it miscalculates. I don't know why this happens, but it's saying 23,000 even though the other thing was saying it's way over that. Let's just make this just say 20,000. And so it'll retain a lot of detail in the face, or at least a good amount, because a lot of the detail that was already there before is gone from the body, right? So the triangles that make up the face will still remain a good amount. It'll just be lessened to a degree, but the body will be even worse. But we don't care about that because it doesn't have much detail we want to retain. The face looks relatively good, right, compared to before. But now we have an exact 20,000 triangles, and the face doesn't look like junk anymore. Body does, but that's okay, right? So we just go to mesh to brep, right? Select our mesh, and then click new operation, new body. Click OK. It's gonna say faces or facets 20,000. That's fine. Click OK to convert, and now after a couple seconds of loading, it will create a new body. Perfect. Right, so now we can modify this however we wish. The face retains its detail, the body doesn't, that's okay. And we have a model that we can modify however we wish.